those visions and dreams are real. Sorry, I needed to get charged. The phone my battery was dead, so I got back here. But again, step in, click the link in the description. Everything is waiting for you. It's out there, ready for you. It's about you. So as well, be ready to take the steps you need to take to literally claim it. Again, it's out there. It's already yours. You just have to allow yourself, give yourself permission, and start choosing yourself every single day. And if that's hard to do, and it can be hard for many, it was for me, especially as I've been growing up in a highly, let's say, toxic family dynamic system. There was not so much space for choosing yourself. It was more about tuning in to the others around me to make sure that they are all okay, and trying to read the room, trying to read their mood, and sensing what they need to just keep them in an okay state or happy. In some cases, yes, to make sure things wouldn't just explode. This could happen any moment in time. But that taught me to, yes, sense things easily with compassion as well, but being able to sense those things easily, yet unfortunately completely lose touch with yourself, what you need, what I needed. And with that programming, I continued in my life and attracted more of the same type of individuals or people, including in relationships. And yeah, it eventually became worse because you cannot tiptoe around or run around in this world, always tuning into others and pleasing others and needing to give what they want you to give. And for me, it was always doing that to receive some validation, to feel actually safe. That's how I grew up. It wasn't literally often unsafe as well. You know, it's psychological and emotional abuse, but as well physical. But in case that's you, if you tend to be a people pleaser, if you're running around on eggshells, tiptoeing, making sure everybody around you is okay, chances are high that you're not in touch with yourself, or even if you feel what you would need, it's hard for you to express it, or even ask for help, or just choose for you, for yourself. And it's really a path. There's so much to discover along this path, and you cannot sum it up in just one video. It's too much as well. But therefore, it's a process and journey of happiness in itself, because you will discover so much. But as well, the barriers that are actually holding you back, that you will recognize that, wow, this is an active programming that I need to overcome. And then you can recognize moments that you're doing it again, or tend to be people pleasing and neglecting yourself. And coming passionately, I got sometimes frustrated, still doing this. But over time, it becomes more automatic. You learn to say no, and you learn to do what you feel and you need to do for yourself. Again, living according to your values, which will be defining along this way when you're connected to yourself. First, you can disconnect and detach and deprogram a lot of stuff that's not yours. And even after, especially if you're dealing with this type of abuse, you think it's yours, but it's not you. And for many people, still make shame or wrong decisions even after you have left, as the programming is active, and many fall back into similar kind of abusive relationships. I experienced that as well, and as long as I didn't do the work and really work through the things you really need to work through, all that deprogramming, detaching emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and then rebuilding yourself back up, or actually starting to allow everything you are. You need to go within for that, and then you need to recognize it. And again, here I'm going to just say, and I'm going to end this video with that it's about consistently learning to consistently choose yourself every day. And it might feel weird in the beginning. It felt for me weird. It felt like selfish. Wow, it's just normal. Keep on giving in this world and giving everything, your time, your energy, resources, everything. There's nothing left for you, and you're going to end up drained, unhappy, frustrated, and basically was nothing. Unfortunately, abusive people as well in his life, psychologically abusive, manipulative, controlling, could be a highly narcissistic individual. Yeah, they easily take, and I want to take, and they are very good in choosing themselves. But yeah, if you're somebody that's caring, loving, loyal, and giving, proof, they will love you for that, and they will attract those people that take, because you will give. And, it's kind of how it works as well. Consistently start choosing yourself every day, and that's what I'm asking here as well. But it's one of the million reasons why this program is designed the way it is, step by step, session by session. It's build up, and the session follows through on the previous one in a way that you're ready for the next. Making sure that it's accessible and digestible, meaning that it's not overwhelming. You can just you're going to grow into it, and that's what you need to be allowing. And over time, you're going to start feeling it in the difference, and you're going to automatically will want to do more. You are going to be able, when you take the actual steps as well. So everything comes along in the right moment, and through this program, you're going to have more space to do it as well. So give yourself time for that as well, to grow into it. But you start with 30 minutes a day. Do that every day, and this is why I keep saying that, but this is how you will shift. And every time that you kind of slip or fall back, or the thoughts and patterns that you every day go in, and this is the way how you keep yourself on track, especially in the beginning when you're most vulnerable, and especially when you're dealing with this type of abuse within a relationship or a family system, or with the boss, whatever it is, or a friend. You keep yourself on track, and you get on this path, that you're going to stay on it without deviating from it, losing years of your life going in the wrong direction or falling back. Continuing forward in a healthy pace that's digestible, so you can things can sink in and settle in, and you can reflect on it, and recognize and move forward with the next. This is how it's designed, and that's why it's just a matter of one step, leaning in, stepping in, clicking on the link, sign up, start. The rest will follow automatically. With love and so much compassion for you. If you're in there, you're stuck, you're trying to detach or leave, and it's hard, not working, or you feel you're still stuck, I'm with you, I feel you. Wherever you are in this world, everything will be fine. Everything will actually be divine and great, and there is no word to describe it. You just got to take a step and lean in. And even if you don't feel like it, you know it's necessary. Even if it resonates just a little tiny bit, because I know when you're stuck within an abusive dynamic, you're covered by a blanket of toxicity, and even if you feel slightly you're drained, and your brain is going to try to find a million reasons why not, or maybe next week, or next month, or next year. Let that voice, or recognize it, and take a step. You'll feel better. And again, there's a flow in there. Never start. It's hard, but it's designed as well this way to easily flow in. So get started. There's a preparation phase, which is the first phase of the few that you need to go through. You really want to get through and past this. And after, we're going to shift forward and create another thing in life. All right, let's go. Remember, from Philippines, yes, it is beautiful. You will get there as well, to the other side, living a life that is for you, that resonates with you, with your purpose, surrounded with people you want to be surrounded with, and with everything in your pocket, in your spirit, in your own, let's say new, but it's actually your own, your real identity. You will be thriving and be your most empowered self. So, and going, and let's keep going. Trust that. Trust the guidance here. And a few weeks, few months, things will be different. Follow the steps, right order, every day, 30 minutes a day. That's it. That's it. And sessions sometimes again are longer, but just break them in half. Or yes, if you can do an hour, great. Don't overwhelm yourself. Trust the process, and as well the repetition and the immersion every day keeps you on the path. The rest will follow, and everything that you are dreaming of, the visions you had, perhaps you lost those dreams or you gave up on them, they will come back. You will be living through that. Trust me, through your purpose and being able to give back to this world is the best feeling there is, and there are literally people out there already waiting for you to shine your light. Whatever that purpose might be, and we will get there along this journey, and we're going to be working on that. Yet in the right phase, in the right moment, when you're ready for that step. When you're dealing with this type of abuse, when you're stuck in that toxicity, when you're high in your emotions, when your nervous system dysregulated or high alert, there's nothing that can come in from the whole divine, the universe, call it God, connection is kind of cut off. This is the first thing we're going to be working on. First preparation phase, learning and really recognizing what you're dealing with. No need anymore to spend hours on YouTube and internet or trying to find the exact situation you're in, or trying to consult with people, and be careful with that, because people that haven't experienced this type of abuse have no clue what you're experiencing. You might end up getting a lot of resistance. People that don't understand you say it's nothing, because they might not seem extreme. It is. It's a silent killer, and over time truly chips away from your soul, and so eventually hijacks your soul. I would say like it's like a frog in the pan. It's put in the pan with water. The heat is turned on, but slowly and slowly the temperature increases, and you feel that you need to jump, but you stay there stuck in sort of a comfort zone, but eventually over time you become also so weak as well, and before you know it, it already happens. So it comes to a boiling point and you're not able to jump out anymore. Often what needs to happen is extreme things. You get seriously ill, or something really, really bad happens, and it depends on the person you're dealing with, or there is violence, or anything else that makes you shift. And sometimes it's necessary, or you need to be trained in a way that's just so extreme, or you need to be really fed up and done with it to make that shift. But don't wait for that. You're losing years of your life, and it becomes harder to get out the longer you stay. And it's not so hard to figure out what you're dealing with. Therefore, you don't have to go on deep studies about narcissism, borderline personality disorder, bipolar, combination, psychopath, sociopath. Doesn't really matter. By the way, there are combinations. You're gonna end up, maybe having a PhD in it, but it's not really gonna help you. It's really pretty easy to define what we're dealing with, what's for you and what's really not. And the trauma bond keeps you in there. The brain often, unfortunately, because of that, looks at the 1% that is great. There's moments that this person was amazing, or it's a family, the few good moments we had. We easily neglect the 99%. It's actually horrible. There are so many ways. I can't sum them up right now, but there's so many ways, and it's not going to put that in one video, that you can be held back by others, but as well by yourself. And by your programming that's projected onto you, and everything that happens and change for anyone in life is challenging, and most never truly get to a point to really create that authentic life, or half. With this type of abuse, there is no option to stay in there. There's no option to actually wait and think about your health, your mental, your physical health with one. And this is the problem with this type of abuse, that it often, even if you try to talk about it, it sounds like little things, but it's the constant stress, the constant heartache, the constant, how do you say that, flight or fight mode, the constant seeking of validation or grounding, the confusion is so extreme, the negative dissonance, confusion in maybe simpler terms, it is extreme. Your body is already actually shouting and screaming to leave, but you recognize the pain as you need to fight harder, or that it's you, or you need to try again, and the trauma bond is just playing a big role in that, and there's so much other stuff which we'll go into that's active, and you need to know that. You need to be aware of these things to be able to recognize it as well after you've left, because that's still active. That's what pulls people back, what keeps people stuck for years, and not really being able to detach, not really being able to lean into that authentic self and the new life and new people and all the good stuff that's waiting for you or them. That needs to be done first, that needs to be released, and it takes a bit of time, recognition time to shatter that. And shared fantasy, as they call that, the thing that you had with this person, or they projected that on you, you were kind of creating, if it's a relationship, it's just all an illusion. And if you're a people pleaser, often taken advantage of, and just sort of resource of giving for a person, whether that's love, attention, money, other stuff, but in constant stress, emotional, being sometimes treated with love, followed by silent treatments or harsh behavior, being put down, betrayed in front of others, and so much more. And it sounds like nothing, but over time it truly chips away, and your confidence is disappearing, and your self-doubt starts rising, and the stress over time becomes too much, and your restlessness, you cannot function properly, you're not in your work, you're not thriving at all, and then it can become too late, or it needs to become so draining, or it needs to become so rough or tough that something truly bad happens to you or with you, physically or mentally, or that even from the abuse side something really dark happens. And again, lean in, click on the link in the description, and start preparing first. Don't even talk about what you're doing. This is private. This is your space where you can go every day, where you find your, let's say, daily medicine, to stay on track, to get what you need, literally everything, to be able as well to make decisions that stick from within, not just because what I'm saying. I want you to recognize and see the things based on the first phase that you're going to go through. It's really knowledge and awareness, but simplified. Some things are made way too complex online. Often there are things said that's not true, or it's context dependent, and you're getting the wrong advice as well. And there's a lot of contradiction. It's more confusing than it's helpful. And really breaking it down, making it simple for you to digest, and actually pretty easy to define what it is, what you're dealing with, what's going on, and why things are not for you. And you'll be able to, it will stick with you, and I need that for you to be able to do so, because that will really solidify your path, your commitment forward, because it's a decision you're as well making from within with conviction. And that's so important as well for your healing phase, to be able to let go of all the pain, the suffering, the emotions, the old feelings of love you have for this person or these people, or frustration, anger, sadness, grief. These are all things that need to be worked through, and all these components are important for being able to let that go. As well, the confirmation that you're doing the right thing, because in the beginning your brain will try to pull you back, the active programming will, and so you need to keep you going, moving forward, so there's ongoing progress. And once you make that progress every day, even if it's a little step, this will make you as well feel different. Your energy will shift, and you will want more from it, and this will just increase your pace forward, and guarantee that result and the change, and the lasting change and the transformation. But everything works hand in hand here, and everything works this way and is necessary. Even if you're in a session, you're like, where is this going? Trust the process, lean into it, listen in, and just only follow through with the next when you finished it. Even when you're not sure where it's going, it will become clear the next, and eventually becomes really clear when you're start making step wide that everything that's in there is necessary. I lived this whole journey, I did it myself, with trial and error. This is the path to do it one time right, with the right steps in the right order, so you don't have to lose years figuring it all out on your own, or taking steps that keep you stuck for years, or get you back in a worst situation when you're dealing with this type of abuse, and that happens when you take steps but the wrong one, and they catch on to it, and it becomes harder and harder. Here you get the right steps, the right order, the repetition and the immersion daily. You just gotta lean in. You just need to click on that link, and that's your start. And actually, that's the only step you need to take, because the rest automatically flow forward from there. You don't have to think about the how. It's all worked out for you right here. You just have to lean in. Yes, and it takes some work, some eventually as well uncomfortable action. But this is faith and leaning in and that intuition. But once you do, and you will notice the difference, and that everything actually opens up for you, and that fear is I mean, not necessarily normal, but it's always there. But then actually you know that you will learn, and you build muscle for it. Like, okay, this is the moment I need to lean in, and then beautiful things happen for you, things you never ever could have expected before or rationally thought of. And that's what it's all about, and that's the magic, and that's the beauty of it. And the more you do that, the more the fear eventually loses grip on you, and eventually kind of fades. There will always be a bit of tension, but at one point you're just, okay, I'm here with this one here right now, the universe. If it's God, for you, God, the Holy Spirit, and you're connected, you're unstoppable. It's so powerful that nobody really can touch you anymore, or sway you, or manipulate, control you, because you're not depending on anything anymore, because you know that whatever step you need to take, even if it's in the unknown, even if it's without really having a place to go, or figure out how you can be financially that step is giving and guided, you will learn to take it. And I think the beautiful stuff only happens when you take that step, and otherwise you stay stuck in the same situation, with the same people, with the same stress, with the same abuse, and the suffering. So there's no other way, and it's actually the biggest push and the most beautiful push into faith and your intuition. And for this type of abuse, you might not be seeing it that way, you kind of feel that way, but soon, or in a couple of weeks, you will notice, wow, this has happened for me. It's not happening to me. I mean, of course, you're victimized when you're dealing with this abuse, but you will see eventually that it was the biggest push in your life, and it happened for you to become the most powerful, authentic, thriving version of yourself that will lead and guide others in the future with whatever purpose it is. And it doesn't matter what it is. If it's painting, drawing, planting, cooking, teaching, whatever it is, it will come into your spirit. And this time when it does, you will as well take action on it and follow it. Don't jump into trying to figure that out right now already. The journey, the process, the right steps in the right order, that part as well come along automatically. So don't worry, lean in, don't think about the how. 30 minutes a day, that's the beginning of starting to choose yourself consistently every single day. And that's already a big thing, especially if you're dealing with this type of abuse, everything that's projected onto you. Oh, you feel guilty and shame for even choosing yourself to take half an hour alone. When you may feel to always need to walk on eggshells and tiptoe and be pleasing this person or the people around you and running around for them. Oh yes, and if they will catch on to you when you really start making steps, these people are the same people that will call you selfish because they don't like the new version of you that's choosing themselves to become the most thriving, authentic version of themselves. They need you to stay stuck and under control under that blanket of toxicity to serve them. But unfortunately, it's not an option, and you're meant to shine and to suffer. And probably you're dealing with this because it's about preparation to build muscle, because probably you have a big purpose to fulfill in this life, and I'm actually sure about that. Oh, you will be feeling powerful, smiling, and I can't wait to celebrate together. I'm going to end this video here right now. There's only one thing left to say again, and just lean in, click on that link and start. See it as your preparation, and everything will flow forward easily, effortlessly, and making it as simple as possible for you. You just need to eventually take the sessions, work with the tools that you will be given during the journey, as well be taking the steps or the action, execute it the way I'm sharing it with you. Practically as well, there will be things how to do to do with detachment, for instance. And yeah, that might feel uncomfortable in the beginning, but I'm here, therefore, as well, with you every single day to nudge you, to keep you on track, to remind you, and to make sure you stay on track. And yes, there will be hard moments for you, or you don't feel like it. That's why this is an intuitive journey program, where you every time get back in, and you will be back on the saddle, on the horse, to continue. And therefore, don't expect the world from yourself immediately. Everything will come along. 30 minutes a day, start with that. If it's 45 minutes or an hour, amazing, that's great. But I wouldn't do more. It becomes overwhelming, and eventually you have more space again to do more if you really can. But overwhelming yourself never works. I did that before, like hours on YouTube, and then eventually I needed to stop because I was so obsessed in finding the right step to take. And eventually, if I would watch too much or listening too much with mixed messages that were so overwhelming, you basically forget everything that you've been listening to for hours. Therefore, there's no point in doing that. It's a waste of time, and it gives you more frustration. Every day session. Some sessions are longer than half an hour or even an hour. Break them half. 30 to 45 minutes a day, and I truly hope it becomes your daily habit as fast as possible, to listen in with your headset and to be together. And, again, even if you feel in a session like, where is this going? Trust the process. And again, half an hour is enough, and if you feel like after half an hour or 40 minutes, okay, this is enough for now, you need to continue your work or you need to do things, and sometimes it's very hard to find time alone, especially when you're dealing with this type of abusive people, because they keep you on edge. But perhaps you can find a moment when they're away or gone for an hour a day, and before they come home. Because I know how that works. Your whole system activates when they do come home, and that's the body already getting into high alert and in a kind of activated state, fight or fight, or that's your whole system activating, and it's stress. And you get used to this feeling and the stress, and you eventually, and it took me a long time to really recognize that. I was carrying that all my life, and I thought it was part of me, normal, but you will sense a level of peace, sanity, and freedom once you're out of there. And that's, I mean, if you have been dealing with this type of abuse or dynamics since childhood, you as well have no idea how it really feels to be free and in peace and calm within your own skin. So for you, that as well will be one of the biggest shifts and transformations already in your life. And that's what I wish for you, and that's what we're going for: peace and sanity and freedom first, and then it's about staying free, which is a big challenge, maybe a bigger challenge. Consistently choosing yourself, and keep doing that as well. Keep working through the phases you need to go through, becoming that most empowered, thriving, smiling, loving person, and allowing all the parts of you, yes, including the righteous, angry one, when it's time to speak, when it's time to share truth. People really cross lines, to set boundaries, and you learn here, and you will automatically go through it and learn how to do so. Pretty easy way, actually, that's quite effortless and pretty incredibly effective. I'm holding my camera in my hand. I'm gonna end the video and keeping it within 30 minutes. Breathe in, breathe out. Do that one more time. And now, there will be a healing phase, and we're gonna do these things together as well. But wherever you are in this world right now, it's morning, afternoon, or evening, in the West, USA, Europe, Africa, Asia, whatever, doesn't matter. I salute you, man or woman, the same, and as motivated to guide anybody through and dealing with this. I'm with you, and say stick around, subscribe. subscribe, click on the link in the description, everything will follow forth from the inside. See you there? No. I will see you there. Take that step. Come on.